and welcome to the Visionary VA podcast, the go-to show for ambitious virtual assistants who are ready to stop trading their time for money and start scaling their businesses into thriving agencies. I'm Holly Copsey, founder of the award-winning agency Virtually Priceless and the Visionary VA Circle community. Each week, I'm here to bring you actionable strategies, proven systems, and mindset shifts to help you transition from a solo VA to a visionary agency owner. If you're ready to grow your business to dizzying new heights with less stress and more success, you're in the right place. Welcome to episode 9 of the Visionary VA podcast, and a very happy new year to you as we kick off 2025. If you're tuning in on the 2nd of January when this episode goes live, then I'll have just landed back in the UK after a week of winter sun. And as I mentioned in the last episode, hopefully we'll have spent lots of time reflecting, recharging, and thinking about changes I need to make on a personal level to achieve my goals. Today, I thought I'd share one of the activities that I love to do over the holiday period, and one that I will have done while we've been away, and that's the life wheel exercise. I've been doing this for a few years now, and it's something that I've also got James, my other half, into, and we both really enjoy the conversations it leads to, or at least that's what he tells me. Perhaps he's just humouring me and going along with it. If you haven't come across this before, let me start by telling you a bit about it. So the life wheel exercise is a powerful tool that can help you to evaluate all areas of your life, including business, relationships, health, finances, personal growth, and so on. Picture it as a snapshot of your life, what's thriving and what needs more attention. So by the end of this exercise, you'll have a roadmap for the areas that need love and focus. You can choose the areas you want to assess, but the categories I've used since 2018 are family, business, clients, money, home, health, love life, and social life. This year, I've actually added a new category for horses, as it's such an important part of my life, and I want to properly evaluate my activities around that area. So, grab a notebook and spend 5 minutes thinking about the key themes you want to review. Once you've figured out your categories, spend 5 to 10 minutes working through each area on the wheel and giving it a score out of 10 for how you feel about it right now. Try not to overthink it. Just jot down the number that comes to mind and don't worry about why it's that number at this stage. Once you've completed your scores, it's time to turn to what it would take to get that score to a 10. For each category, jot down some notes about what needs to change and how you want to feel about it. You'll likely need a bit longer for this, so I'd allow at least an hour, possibly longer, depending how detailed you want to go. If you're not sure what to write or need some inspiration, let me share some examples of the notes I've made over the years. So the first time I did this activity back in 2018, I was only in the planning stages of my business and hadn't yet launched. So I graded business a 2 as I'd done some of the prep work. And I noted that to get to a 10, I would want a successful launch of my website and social media. I would be able to take on a team of associates. I'd get some press coverage and I'd win the Best Newcomer VA award. I didn't, by the way. I was runner-up. And for the client category at that same time, I graded that a 1 because I didn't have any, and said that a 10 would mean reaching my capacity of 25 billable hours per week, working with clients I like and respect, being able to make a real difference to their businesses, and receiving great testimonials. Now, bear in mind that my business wasn't even up and running at that stage. It was about 4 or 5 months ahead. So I was still pretty clueless about what a successful VA business looked like, but it started to give me some clarity and direction for the months ahead. When I did the exercise 3 years later, business was a 6 and I put that for a 10. I'd need to feel more in control with all loose ends behind the scenes tidied up, with dedicated time to focus on marketing, sales and PR. For clients, it was a 7, and to reach 10, it would take ditching a particular client, doing a better job of handling prospects, and tightening up our client management processes. Now, your evaluations will be very different from mine. It really is such a personal experience, but hopefully this gives you some ideas about the type of things it might throw up and how simple your notes can be in terms of what that 10 looks like. And by the way, in the few years I've been doing this, I've never once graded anything a 10. The closest I've given is a few 9s in periods where I've either felt particularly content or where we're absolutely smashing it with the business. Once you've been through the whole activity and have your scores for now and those aspirational points for each area, take a bit of time to review the overall picture. Has it thrown up any surprises? Are there any imbalances in a particular area? I'm very aware that the health category is always something that's lower than I'd like it to be. And every year I score that low number, I berate myself for not doing anything about it. So this year, that's going to be something I really focus on because next year I want that number to be different. I heard a great phrase a couple of months ago where someone said, what you're not changing, you're choosing. And it has really stuck with me. I want to be more intentional about how I spend my time and the effort I put into changing the things I don't like about myself or my life. It's important to recognize that a discrepancy in one area can impact your energy levels, drive, and overall success. For example, if you're winning in your business, spending lots of time focused on health and fitness and managing to maintain a great family life, it could be that your social life is suffering. Or perhaps you're spending too much time on the fun stuff and you realize that actually your business and finances need more attention and you need to cut back on some of the socializing. The key is figuring out what makes you tick, what you want to achieve, and what balance looks like in your life, not someone else's. And remember, thriving in life leads to thriving in business. So you need to think about the bigger picture, not just about work. I think the life wheel exercise is great at identifying those areas for improvement. And then it's the small, consistent steps you take that will make all the difference throughout the next year to build on that and get better. Alongside the life wheel exercise, something else I like to do is another simple activity based on what I want to be, do, and have. And you could even use these headings for each of your life wheel categories and ask yourself these questions for each area. So grab that notebook again and just create those 3 simple headings, be, do, and have, and ask yourself what you want for each of them. So for what you want to be, it might be a feeling, an emotion, or a way that you act. It's all about you. For example, I want to be content, appreciative of the small things. I want to be kind and thoughtful, appreciated, healthier, and I want to be more confident. My list for what I want to do includes things such as ride my horses, build a happy home, build an awesome business, and empower a fantastic team. These are all about experiencing or achieving something. And finally, for what I want to have, think about possessions and wider things that make life more enjoyable. You might say specific holidays, more family time, or a better relationship with food and body image. All things that have been on my list at some point. Give it a go. Open your imagination and let your thoughts run wild. Write down everything that comes to mind and then read it through, visualizing what it would be like to be, do, and have those things. It's a good idea to put your thoughts aside and let them just roll around in your mind for a few days and allow your subconscious to get to work. Then come back to your list and go through it again, crossing off anything that no longer feels right or adding new thoughts that have come to you. This is another great way for identifying the changes you need to make and where you should be focusing your energy going forward. By figuring out what's truly important to you, you can ruthlessly prioritize how you spend your time day to day and get really clear on exactly what you want to change and who you need to be for the next 12 months. I find these types of exercises so fascinating, and I thoroughly enjoy the process. Having a high degree of self-awareness and honing your ability to set goals and achieve them will set you apart. When you carry out these exercises a year from now, you'll be able to look back and feel proud at what you've achieved, how you've grown, and of course, how much you've learned. I really hope you have some fun with this and start to feel super excited about the year ahead. If you're anything like me, you'll be itching to get started. If you do complete the exercises, I'd love to hear how it went. Please do share your thoughts in the Visionary VA Facebook community or tag me in your posts on social media. Good luck and see you next week. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of the Visionary VA podcast. I hope you're walking away with fresh ideas and inspiration to scale your VA business. Don't forget to check out our free mini course on building solid business foundations, perfect for setting your VA agency up for success without the overwhelm. You'll find the link in the show notes. If you enjoyed the show, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a review. See you next week.